Hey, and welcome back. Today is just kind of a little bit of a vlog video. I'm not really sure if I'm just gonna vlog today and then update you with results later, or just make it like all-inclusive and just let this drag out for a couple of days. But I'm here at the doctor now, and I have to get a couple of moles removed, which has me really nervous for one in particular, because it's in a place where I've had a lot of sunburns, and this mole has come up, and it's kind of big, but it's come up over the past couple of years, and it gets hit with my hairbrush a lot. I've got like 2 other moles in my head that kind of get hit with the hairbrush too, but it's kind of sensitive, and I don't know if it's just that it's gotten so big and the skin's so tight on my scalp that that's what's making it sensitive, or if there's something else wrong with it. It's not abnormal in color or anything like that, but it does make me nervous because I've had multiple sunburns. So I have it, I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see it, but I have it here in my part, right there. You guys can see that. So it's not abnormal in color or anything like that, but I've had multiple sunburns right there in my lifetime. My eyes look so green today, my goodness. I love it when they look that green. A lot of times they look more like a amber color. And then I have another one that I'm gonna have removed. That is right here. I don't know how well you can see that. It's right here. This one's raised up right there. And then I've got this little dot that's came up on my head, but I can never seem to get a really good look at it. So I'm gonna have the doctor look at that, because I'm not sure if it's a flat mole or if it's something else. Like on camera it looks like a flat mole, but like in real life it looks like a red dot on my head. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have both of those moles removed. I also have a skin tag under my armpit that came up while I was pregnant, which skin tags during pregnancy are very common. But this one in particular, which I got a couple others that I need to get removed, but I'd rather have them done by a lady doctor because they're on my lady parts, and I'm just not comfortable having my male doctor do that. So I will wait to have those ones removed when I have my next yearly pap done, but I'm not too worried about those. They just come up during pregnancy, and those are very normal. But the one under my armpit, it bothers me. It rubs and it gets sore, but it gets rubbed by my clothing. Just where it's at is exactly where like my bra sits and my tank top sit, so it gets rubbed a lot. I know there's a good possibility it'll grow back, but hopefully it won't. But I'm really nervous for these guys up here, like I said, because I've had so many sunburns right there. Ooh, glare from the sun. Hello. I don't know if I can fix that or not. Yeah, so I'm just kind of nervous to see like what the test results are going to be on these, and it has me even more nervous because I've been watching Shannon Rose, and she had hers removed, and or she had a mole and it got removed. I don't know if you guys follow her or not. I know she has a lot of subscribers, so a lot of you probably do, but if you've been watching her vlogs and stuff, she had a mole removed and it came back like, I think she said precancerous or something like that, or there's an I can't talk, it's like something's not right in that area, so she has to have like more skin removed. So that just kind of like amped it up and made me even more nervous, and getting these removed has been something I have been putting off and putting off and putting off for a while now. After watching her video, I was like, I really got to get it done, and so I was like, if she's good, if she can do it, I can do it, you know. So I guess she's kind of like my inspiration to go to the doctor, which I guess is a good thing because I need to get it done, but it still makes me nervous. And then I also have to have my back looked at, which I'm sure they're going to send me over to x-rays today, I would imagine. Ever since I've had my son, I've had chronic back pain in that same area where they give me the epidural in the spinal block. For those of you who have not watched my labor and delivery video, I can link it down below if you're interested in watching it, but I had a hard time being numbed. I had the epidural given to me twice, once on my left side of my back and once on the right, and the lady said that it felt like my bones were compacted and she had a hard time getting it in there. So yeah, they gave it to me twice and it still didn't really do anything for me. And then when I had to have the C-section, I only have one baby for anyone who's just turning in, but I ended up having to have a C-section when I went in to have him, because he had a big head and I couldn't get him through. But, which I've later found out runs in the family, because both Mike's sister and sister-in-law have had to have C-sections because their kids' heads were too big. It must just be a genetic trait. People on his side of the family just have big heads. So anyways, yeah, so the epidural didn't really do anything, but they had a hard time getting it like in my spine. And then when I went in to have the C-section done, and they gave me the spinal block, they had to give it to me 4 times before it took. Now, I had a previous back injury when I was in high school. I did color guard. I think I threw my back out. That's what my dad said, just by the pain I was in and how like everything was. But I refused to go to the doctor, and I really just sucked it up and didn't really say anything about it until after the guard season, because it was my senior year. It was winter guard. It was gonna be my last season in guard, and there was no way I was gonna set it out. So I just sucked it up and dealt with it. And I have had reoccurring back pain ever since. Like, it really feels like my spine, it feels like it's bone on bone in my lower back where they put the epidural at, because of that injury, which made it, I believe, hard for them to give me the epidural. And I think it's part of why the epidural didn't want to take, because I think that my spine back there is like compacted, or the discs are bad, or I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I obviously have problems back there on my back. And I just can't live like this. Like, when it first happened, it took a long time for it to heal, but then it finally got to where I wasn't hurting every day, and it got to where it would just flare up for a week or so, a couple times a year, and then it got to where it would just flare up for like a couple of days, a couple times a year. And so it was pretty manageable. And then I got pregnant, and by my 3rd trimester, I had chronic back pain. And I thought, okay, I'm pregnant, like, a lot of this is probably sciatic nerve pain. I'm sure some of it is my back being agitated, but I'm like, once I have him, it'll get better. But we're 3 months out, and I have chronic back pain every single day. And I take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. It's a prescription strength ibuprofen, and it's not even my prescription, it's my dad's prescription. But I have found, like, and I put it off. I've only been taking it for like a week or 2, but it's so painful, and I finally broke down and took it. Like, I don't like taking prescription pain medication. I don't like taking pain medication at all. Like, I would rather tough it out than take anything. And that comes down from when I was 16. I really messed up my ankle. I had to be on Oxycontin, and I had a really hard time getting off of it. That whole thing was just a mess. If anyone's interested, I can do a story time on it. But getting off of the Oxycontin and the hydrocodones they had me on, I seriously went through some depression issues from that, and had not good thoughts. And it was really scary coming off of that stuff, and they had me on it way longer than it should have been. And though this was like a year or 2 before it all came out about how bad Oxy is, now you can hardly get Oxy at the doctors. But they gave me like 2 prescriptions worth of Oxy, and then they had me on hydro for like a while. Like, I was on Oxy for a full month and hydros for a month or 2. It wasn't good. So ever after that, I have just been like afraid to take painkillers. Like, if I take painkillers, it's bad. And the fact that I'm taking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, that should say something. And a lot of times that doesn't even take the pain away, it just takes the edge off, if that kind of gives you an idea of how bad my back pain is. And it's really only in my lower back. So it's just, and I can't lay on my stomach, because it makes my back feel like it's sloping, and it hurts my lower back to lay on my stomach. I toss and turn on all night because I can't lay on my sides for very long, but my sides and my back are the only way I can get comfortable. I prefer to be on my side, but I'd prefer to be on my stomach. But my sides are like second best, but I can only lay like that for so long, and then my back starts hurting. It's constant, and it's chronic. I can't stand and walk for too long. It's getting hard to carry Levi around because he's getting too heavy, and it hurts my back. And it worries me for when he gets older. Like, am I going to be able to play with him? Because bending hurts, picking up heavy things hurts, which is it's really been a struggle for me. And maybe it's a good thing because it's teaching me how to like ask for help. But I've always been a very strong person. I've always been like a get all the groceries in one fell swoop person. I've always been oh, you need help carrying A, B, and C, and D. I'll be there. I will help you carry it. And now I can't physically do that. I have to let other people do it. It wasn't very long ago that we bought a dining room hutch. And normally, like, I would help my husband, carry in the new dining room hutch. but I couldn't do it. I had to let my dad and my husband do it because I just can't do it. It hurts too bad. And then I have lasting consequences from it. It's not something that like hurts and then I get over it within an hour. It's like really painful for a while. So I can't keep living like this. I gotta find out what's going on. So I assume they're gonna send me for x-rays, and I don't know what's gonna come from that. If there's anything that can be done from it, they might just put me on my own prescription of painkillers, which I really don't want that to happen, but it might be what has to happen. I was talking to my cousin who also has chronic back pain, and she said that they give her like a muscle relaxer, but I swear mine's not in the muscle. I'm like 95% sure that it is in the spine. I don't think it's in the muscle. So I don't know that a muscle relaxer would do anything for that. But I don't know. The whole thing has me nervous. It's just not going to be a good day. I can't think like that. I mean, I want it to be a good day, but I'm just kind of nervous. But I guess I need to go ahead and get on in because it's like 10:11 right now, my appointment, or 9:11 right now, my appointment's at 9:45, so I need to get in there and see if I need to do any paperwork or not. But I will let you know how it went getting my moles removed after my doctor's appointment, and I'll let you know if I have to go get x-rays or what the next step is. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Just finished with my doctor appointment. I was in there for 2 hours. Oh my god. So sorry, my ear itches. He thinks that I have arthritis in my spine. He said that's what it sounds like. So he gave me a list of like exercises and stuff like that that I need to do that like could help alleviate pain. He also he also wrote me a prescription for anti-inflammatories. That's kind of a little bit of what the paper looks like in case anybody cares. But he wants me to go on over to the hospital to get x-rays done just to be on the safe side to make sure, and then we'll go from there. He said there's a possibility I'll be looking at physical therapy, which I'm not really interested in doing, and then they also may try a chiropractor, which kind of scares me, but I don't know, I guess I might be open to trying it. As for the moles, he said that they're just fleshy moles or nothing to worry about. The little flat red spot, he called it something, but there were words I can't pronounce. But he said that's the only one that could possibly be worrisome. Sorry, like the sun is bugging me. It's got like this like line across my face. But he said that's the only one that would be worrisome. He said sometimes those can turn into bad things. But he went ahead and freezed them all off with liquid nitrogen. He said they don't need to be tested. And he said that freezing them with the liquid nitrogen, if there was anything bad going on, which he doesn't think there is, he said that would kill any cancerous cells. But he said that he really doesn't think there's anything going on. They're just fleshy moles, except for that little spot that I showed you. I can go ahead and show you guys what they look like, I guess. Ooh, where am I? They kind of hurt a little bit. How was I doing this earlier? My goodness, I don't know. Where is it? I was able to do this earlier, and now I'm like gone stupid. You can't really see it. That one right there, that one did not hurt at all. It just felt like he was pushing on it with a Q-tip. It just felt like he was pushing on it, so it didn't hurt at all. It's not hurting any now. These ones right here, it kind of hurts to pull my hairline a little bit. This one, you can't really see it. They just look really right here. This one didn't hurt either. It just felt like he was pushing it with a Q-tip. And then the other little spot right there, that one hurt. It did not feel good. And he said that's because it's a flat spot and there's no cushion on it. So it was just like, you know, straight up skin. But that's the one that he said would be most dangerous if anything was going to happen. So it definitely had to go. But it kind of burned a little bit, which he said it might. Again, the other two moles didn't hurt at all. It just felt like he was pushing them with a Q-tip. But the, which he used liquid nitrogen, I think I said that. He just froze them off, essentially. So, yeah, that one is the only one that hurt. On a pain scale, I'd give it like a 1. It's really just right now, currently, it's like an itchy, irritating sensation. When it was being done, I'd give it like a 2. It really wasn't that bad. If you need to have moles checked out or removed, definitely go have them done. It's well worth having them taken off. just to be on the safe side. A little bit of pain and discomfort is well worth going through if it prevents you from having like cancer and chemo and like all of that stuff. So a little bit of preventative measure, even if it's uncomfortable, is well worth doing. So I would highly recommend getting it done. I know I've been putting it off, and like I said, watch Shannon Rose do it, and I was like, well, she can do it, I can do it. So if I can do it, you can do it. So if you got a mole you need to get taken off, go do it. But anyways, so with the liquid nitrogen, it's going to cause these to blister up, which is going to look gorgeous. And he said it can take a couple days to a week to fall off. Now, I've had liquid nitrogen done before on a couple of moles when I was a kid. They bubbled up real big. They looked like I had blueberries. One was on my toe and one was on my hand. It looked like I had blueberries there. And they were not comfortable. They were not pretty. And mine took like, I think the hand took a week, and I think the toe took 2 weeks. So my doctor gave me a follow-up appointment for a month out just to make sure he got everything, make sure everything's come off. Not looking forward to the next 2 to 3 weeks because, yeah, I hated it when I was a kid, and I'm sure I'm gonna hate it now. And I gotta brush my hair with this, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. I guess I'll live. Again, a little bit of discomfort for a preventative measure is well worth it. So got those taken care of. At my follow-up appointment, I'm going to have my skin tag removed. He said that since it's kind of a big one, that I might like to have it numbed, which I'm not against having done. And he said it's just going to take a little while to prep the area and stuff. I don't know. Last time I had a skin tag removed was on my neck, and this thing was like so tiny, my doctor couldn't even see it. Like I had to like find it and pull it, and like she could hardly see it. It was so tiny. So I mean, she just swabbed it with alcohol and snipped it off with some clean scissors. But this one is a considerably larger skin tag, so I guess it's gonna be like a little bit of a more intense procedure, I guess. I don't really know. But I'm gonna have that done when I come in to get these checked out, and that's in a month. And then at that time frame, we're gonna look into setting me up an appointment to have this guy right here removed with a dermatologist. I asked my doctor if he could do it, and he said that he would recommend going to a dermatologist because it's on my face, it's a place everybody sees. He says that him doing it's gonna leave a scar. He said that him doing it with the skin tag and up here is probably gonna leave a scar, but like, you know, who cares about your armpit and your hairline? It's kind of what he said. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, I would rather just have these things removed. I kind of feel like that about this, but if he's not comfortable doing it, you know, I can go to a dermatologist or a plastic surgeon or whoever. I know my dad, he had a skin tag that was on his eyelashes, like his eyelash line, and they sent him to a plastic surgeon. Brain fart. They sent him to a plastic surgeon to have it done. So probably have to do the same thing with this one. I wouldn't worry about it, except sometimes it gets sore, like I get pimples around it, and that's the reason it's raised up, is because I'll get pimples around it and they're really sore, and I pop them, and I think it agitates the mole, and I think it's raised it up. This one here, I'm not worried about it. I've had it my entire life. I'm just not, it doesn't bother me any. And then these two right here, I asked him about just like not removing them because they don't bother me. This one I definitely want to dump because it gets sore, it gets irritated from my hairbrush. So I definitely wanted him gone. But these two right here, they don't bother me any. And when he said they weren't really going to be a problem, I was like, well, can we leave them there? And he's like, well, this one here, you know, you definitely need to get done. And I was like, well, just go ahead and do them all since you have the stuff. So we're just getting it all done. So I'm going to head on over to the hospital now to get x-rays done on my back. He said that if everything's fine with my spine as far as like how it looks, that I'll just get a letter in the mail saying everything's okay, and that if there is any damage or issues, then I'll get a phone call and we'll go from there. So yeah, unless anything noteworthy happens while getting the x-rays done, I will finish up this vlog in a month when I go in for all of this. Okay, sun is insane, so there's not a lot I can do about that with this glare. The sun is setting. My doctor had it set up so that I would be his last patient of the day. I'm trying to get this like smudge off. So I had my follow-up appointment today. It's been like 3 weeks since I started this whole video. The one guy up here that was like the problem child that could potentially be an issue is now gone, and then the other two moles, there's one right there, he's a little swollen right now, and the other one are still there. They've been flaking off. It's so gross. He did another treatment of liquid nitrogen to hopefully get them to go away. This one I have hopes for going away. This one has been stubborn. He said if they don't go away after this treatment, he's willing to give me one more, but after that, we would have to look at having them surgically removed. And since they're not really anything to worry about as far as like cancers related, I'm probably not going to worry about them after this treatment, because it's just, I don't know. I mean, I've met my deductible for the year, so like, why the fuck not just get everything done I can get done? It's kind of what I'm looking at. And then for my spine, oh my god, like I never got the letter in the mail that I was supposed to get, and I never got a phone call, but I do have arthritis in the lower part of my spine, and found out that I fractured my spine when I was in high school. That completely floored me, and it was like a major fracture. I will insert a picture here. But you can see the little like bump. I'll like circle it or mark it or something so you guys can see. You guys will know like where I'm talking about. But yeah, I fractured my spine. It was a tiny little fracture. He said it kind of like a bit of the bone chipped out is what it looks like. There was a term for it. I don't remember what it's called. It's a little tiny fracture. But that was shocking. Like, oh my god, I fractured my spine. Like, I mean, it sounds way worse than what, I mean, the doctor says it's not really that big of a deal, especially at this point. Trust me, when it happened, it hurt like a motherfucking bitch. Like, I remember, holy shit, it was awful. Like, ugh. Like, I would go home and put a pillow under my back and just cry. Like, it just was the worst feeling. He didn't say anything as to why my back feels compressed, but he did say there is arthritis settling in into where, like, I don't know what to call it, like where the discs would go in the spine, under that vertebrae and on top of that vertebrae, if that makes any sense at all, to the one that got fractured. But that was just like, what? I have a spinal fracture? What? So that's pretty crazy. He said pretty much the only thing to do is physical therapy to strengthen the muscles and the tendons in that area. I did notice that the anti-inflammatory that he gave me has been working. I still have back pain every day, but it's not what it was. Like, it's like maybe a 1, maybe a point, like a half most days. So that's like a considerable improvement, considering several days a week I would have pain at like a 3 to 5 level, and now it's like every day it's like a half to a 1 at most with that anti-inflammatory. So if I end up needing more of that, I think he's willing to write me a prescription, which is good, because it's not like a painkiller, which is good. I don't want to be on a painkiller. We already discussed all this. But yeah, that is that. Oh, I also got that skin tag removed. It wasn't anything major. It didn't hurt. It was off really quickly, really easily. It didn't hurt at all, and it was a fairly big skin tag. He just took it off real quick. I didn't use any numbing agent. I asked if he would give me any. He said that he could, but typically the numbing agent hurts more than getting the skin tag. And I'm like, you know what, just get it off. Like, I have gone through enough. I think I can handle having a skin tag removed. With like having a baby, and I mean, God knows I've had enough piercings. I mean, having a skin tag removed can't hurt any more than getting a piercing done, and it didn't. He said that it might hurt like cutting yourself shaving, but I think it hurts worse getting cut shaving than it does getting a skin tag taken off. Like, that was just, it was so quick, so easily, so painless. So if you want to get a skin tag removed, don't be afraid of it. Again, the liquid nitrogen being applied, which I had a second treatment done, doesn't really hurt. I mean, I got a bit of a freeze brain, or brain freeze. It kind of gave me that feeling, but it's not bad. It's worth having done. But that wraps everything up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope this has inspired some people to go out and look into getting some moles removed, or getting them looked at if it's something that you think is worth having checked out. But otherwise, I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.